Hey guys, what's going on? It's Confirmed Kills here again. I'm throwing out another fishing video despite that it's late in the season. I mean, it's mid-fall. But, yeah, I'm going to throw out a few tips and tricks that I kind of learned over the summer, just experimenting with some things that I bought. But one thing I'll talk about first, I got a rig or two I'm going to show you, and a couple things that you could do, for bigger fish. But first thing I'm going to talk about real quick is storing your hooks. I mean, you get moisture in your tackle box, and everyone's had that one hook that rusts. I mean, especially if you've been fishing for a long time. But, I mean, I started putting them in this is a Spice Islands, it's just a jar. I think it had, I believe, chives in it or something. But, I mean, it fits all my hooks that don't have leaders on them. And, I mean, especially because, I mean, you get moisture in your tackle box and it rusts your hook. But, I mean, it holds all your hooks. I mean, especially, I mean, all you got to do is rinse it out. I mean, it took me 2 minutes to get this to get set up. So, I mean, that's a good way if you want to store your hooks. But, I mean, plastic bags, those get holes in them. I mean, you can get Rubbermaid containers and stuff like that. But I just find the jar a lot easier, especially because it fits in the bottom of your tackle box. It's out of your way. But, yeah, that's it for that. But the thing I'm going to show you guys is, a slip float rig for when you're bottom fishing with a sinker or a weight, whatever you want to call it. But what you can do is you could tie a slip float on, or before, you don't actually tie them on, but, you know, slide it on, tie your swivel, or just tie your hook on with your sinker. And what this does is that it's not going to tell you so much when you have a bite or when something's hitting your bait, but it's going to tell you where your line's at. And I mean, I started to use these, I mean, late into the summer. These help when you're bottom fishing because, I mean, especially if you're fishing with a lot of people, like you go with your friends, you go with your kids or your family or whatever, there's going to be a lot of people with lines in the water. I mean, you don't want to get crossed up, especially when you're bottom fishing. Because, I mean, when you have a bobber, you can see exactly where your line's at. But, I mean, this can't really, because it isn't, like, fixed to the main line. When a fish is pulling on it, it's kind of just going to slide along with the waves or the water. But it's going to mark where it's at. It's really helpful. I mean, plus they're not that expensive. I mean, I bought a pack of 2 of these for $1 at Kmart. But yeah, I mean, that helps. I mean, especially bottom fish a lot, it always works. And another thing I'm going to talk about real quick is a 3-way swivel rig. Because this is a 1/2 ounce sinker and then an Eagle Claw. This is a pretty small one. This is a catfish hook. They're real thick steel. But what you can do with this 3-way swivel is, instead of tying it onto your main line, I'm a fan of snap swivels, and I mean, they make everything a lot easier. You could change lures real fast, and I mean, change the hook size if you want to fish, instead of fishing for small, like bluegill, sunfish, crappie, and you want to move on to like fishing for bass with huge, like big night crawlers on a size 1 snell. The swivel helps, I mean, because you could change everything a lot faster instead of tying everything on, and then it takes up time when you could have your line in the water and waiting for a fish. But, I mean, instead of actually tying on the 3-way swivel, what you do is simply, you'd have your sinker on one end and your hook on the other, as I have. I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but there's the hook and the swivel. Hook and the sinker, I mean. And there's the swivel. And then you're going to have your open on the swivel, which on mine is right here. You just put that right on your snap swivel, and then you could just change your rigs really fast. I mean, it makes it a lot easier. I mean, especially, you want to use a 3-way swivel, especially, well, you should use a swivel anytime, because I just find it a pain to have to tie everything on all the time. But you should use a swivel all the time, because, I mean, all fish flop around, they roll in the water when they fight and you bring them in. But, I mean, especially when you're, for bigger fish like carp and catfish, like bigger catfish too, they tend to roll around the water, like especially carp, because they're so big, their fight is going to be like absolutely huge. I mean, they're gonna roll, and like this will just prevent your line from twisting up. I mean, especially your main line. Like neither of these two lines. I mean, you just pull them apart, and then they're good to go again. And then you could bait that up with corn or Uncle Josh's carp bait, which is an excellent bait for carp or catfish. But I mean, makes everything a lot easier. But I guess that's about it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't know how many more I'm gonna have out here because it is winter, and I mean I don't tend to buy anything for fishing over the winter. But in the spring I might have a video of me actually fishing, which it's been a while since I filmed myself fishing. I just haven't posted any of the videos. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.